Hi everybody, this is David with Tigner Adventures. Hey, thanks for stopping by and watching this. You know, we are on a little quest here to get all the things done on our list for this 94 Holiday Rambler diesel pusher that we purchased. And I have done a number of videos. I have a playlist of those videos, and we have made a list of things that we need to do. And that list keeps growing, actually. But anyway, the idea is that we would like to get moved into this rig sooner than later. And so we have a number of things to do on it. And one of the things is that, you know, we flat tow our vehicles. So if you look here, you can see that when I push on the brake, that this one little section lights up that says Roadmaster on it. And that's letting me know that my car brakes are on. And so you can see the brake pedal being pushed here. And it's all ran off the brake lights of the rig. So when I push on the brakes of Beulah, then it automatically activates the Invisibrake that I have installed under my seat on my car. And that does a little plunger up to my brake pedal, and it pushes down on the brake, or in this case it pulls the brake down to activate the brakes. Well, when it does that, this light comes on inside the motorhome to let me know that those brakes are on. And if I wait too long, like they don't shut off for some reason, then an alarm goes off to let me know that those are still on, and you know that I need to stop and pull over so that the rig doesn't overheat and start on fire, which has happened to a number of different people because of that situation. And so now that we have Bella, we have this new RV. This is a diesel pusher. The car still needs to be towed, and so everything that we have is Roadmaster, and it allows the car to be connected to Beulah. Well, I can disconnect that whole hitch mechanism and I can install that on Bella. Just slide it in and pop in a little bar across there and lock it, and we're ready to go, except for that safety piece that we have in Beulah. We want to make sure that we have that here in Bella also. And so I've purchased that right here, and I got this from Roadmaster, and let me just say they're very proud of this one little piece. so anyway, but this is all basically it is, and a roll of wire, and it's just got, you know, this little sticker on there that says, you know, the brake is activated. You've seen it on Beulah, you know what it looks like, and then it's got a little LED, but it's also got this thing that they put all this junk on so you can't see how they made it up, because it's probably made up with about 10 cents of parts. And that's the thing that times, you know, to make sure the brakes are not on too long and things like that. So anyway, we need to install that on Bella. So we're going to drill a hole in our dash, and we're going to install this little sticker and light just like we have installed on Beulah. That way I can tow the car when I'm driving Bella, and I can disconnect it and I can put it over onto Beulah and tow it with Beulah, because initially we're going to be driving both rigs for a little bit. So eventually we'll store Beulah up in Utah, probably is kind of the plan in a way. Don't know for sure, but we'll be storing one and then traveling around in the other one and holding the other one for backup. This is what they call a 7-way plug. So if I look inside there, you can see that there's 7 positions. There's one in the center also. So anyway, that's what makes up the 7 plug. And so we're going to take this off right here. We're going to undo this. We're going to pull this out, and we want to pull this cover off there so we can see, you know, how it's actually wired. So change of plans. Those bolts are rusted on there and they are not coming off. So I either have to cut them off and just replace them, or if you look right here, you can see that there is this little screw right here. And if you undo that, then the inside should come out. So we're gonna try that first and see if we can get the actual wiring piece out, because there's not really any reason to take that off, you know, if we can get that out of there that way. Now this is looking from the ground straight up. And there was actually this screw here. There's one actually right on the other side here, opposite of it. So 2 different screws there I've taken out. And then this one here is a plug that what it does is it smashes down this back area here where all the wires, so that basically they can't be pulled out. So we've got to undo this, and then we've got to see if we can get enough slack in this, which it looks like there's a lot of excess here. We might be able to do something with, because we also have this little, if I can open this up, plug right here. So the same idea. You got 6 of them there though, and I'm not really sure what was plugging into that, because we don't really need that. Well, I've gone ahead and taken this off. I'm guessing this was for some other type of car connection tow setup. So I'm going to pull all that wire out. Well, I untaped all this wire. I don't know what's going on here. There's 2 extras here that have been removed, I guess. I don't know, there's some wire up here, so maybe that just got cut or something. So we're tapped into a few different things here, so I'm gonna keep pulling all this out of here. We're just gonna redo it all. Okay, so I have removed all the tape and kind of separated out these wires. I've undone this set bolt that was there, and I pulled these wires out the front. So here's our connector. It needs to be cleaned up a little bit of rust on some of the things a little bit, but I think we can clean it up, make it nice and pretty. And we just need to make sure what wires are being used here, because there are a number of these that have been cut off and kind of rerouted or something. So we'll just cut all this off and test it all out and rewire it back up the way we need it to be. So I found this under the dash up here, and my guess is it used to be for a trailer brake system. So I'm guessing this blue wire goes back to the blue one that's on that other piece. So we'll test that out, but that'll save me from having to run any more wires. They'll just already ran up here. But this looks like it's going down into the wiring compartment outside. Okay, we have found the wires. We got this red one here, which is going over here. It says stop, so that's the stop light. So that's triggering the brake. And then this blue one is the one that we really are interested in. So both the black and this black here is going up around here to the other side of this fuse. So power and the brake connection itself. I'm going to go in the back and see if we can find that blue black wire coming through a little conduit like that. Well, looking at our little conduits and things that are back here, I don't particularly see. Well, maybe this is it right here. There's no conduit right here. It's just running right along there, so apparently the conduit ran out. So here is that black conduit, and it's coming right up there, and then the conduit ends, and now we just got the wires being strapped up here and there. Interesting, they almost did it correct. It's cheaped out at the end there, especially as it runs along here, and some of this stuff gets pretty hot. Runs all along there and up where it goes. The only wire we're interested in is the blue one. So I think what I'll do is I'll just get some of that conduit stuff and continue back over there and come along here just to kind of protect the wire just a little bit. Okay, I got some tubing here, flex tubing, 10 feet of that, so that'll take care of that one wire. And then this little guy right here is from Roadmaster, and that's exactly how I am wired. So I have a 7-way plug right here, that goes down to this 6-wire that is on my car. So this is, we're gonna match this, and that's how my car, or the motorhome, the other motorhome, Beulah, is wired. We're gonna wire this one the same way. And the first thing I noticed is that center pin is an auxiliary, so we're not even using that on the other car or rig. We're using number 2. So that's number 2 is where the brake monitor light is supposed to be plugged into. If we compare the front, the way this looks, to the diagram on that paper, you can see there's 3 notches, 2 on the lower kind of left and then 1 on the top right, and so those correspond to figuring out where our numbers are. All right, I got this all cleaned up nice here, best I could. Kind of cleaned up these rusty little, there's a couple little rusty screws there, but I took off this black that was here, that was power. And if you look on my other rig, that one is empty also, along with this center post. So I think you can see that. So I have both those empty. So now it's wired exactly like the other rig. And this blue is my brake. So when the brake's pushed on in the car, it'll send power to this one here. So now, if you look at this little block, you've got these different holes here, and that one there doesn't go all the way through. The only one that goes all the way through is this one, if I get it aimed right. And so that one, there's a little etching inside the piece in here, so it can actually only go in one way. So we're gonna go ahead and put that in, put the screws back in, and then we just have to kind of dress it all up, and it's ready to plug into the car at this point. Well, I got the wires all wired up nice, and the wire looms all fixed up and everything. Go ahead and zip tie it up, try to keep it off all the hot stuff. All right, I've taken this cover off right here that gave me access to all this. I'm gonna need in here again later anyway, so I'm just gonna leave that open. I've cleaned up all this wiring, so all I have now here is the blue wire and the white wire. So the white's being the ground, and it goes up through there. So I'm gonna use that as the ground for my piece I'm putting in. It says don't ground it under the dash, so I guess I'll ground it out here. I don't know why. This goes up there, that's all the stuff I cut out. So clean this all up pretty nice, and and I'll take this black wire right here and I'll just zip tie it up here too, and put a little note on here that says that this goes to the back of the rig if I ever decide I need another wire running to the back. All right, so there's the 2 wires coming up in here, and all the rest of this wire, including this little plug here, I don't need, so I'm just gonna cut those off where they were joined. So the way this actually works as far as activating the light that will be up here in the dash is when the brake is pushed on in the car, then the brake light in the back goes on for the car itself. And so, you know, just like when you're just driving, you push on the brake, your lights go on. Well, that light goes on, which energizes, so it sends power down the line, which in this case comes all the way up here and lights up this light that's in my dash. So that's where the power is coming from. So that's why I didn't need anything other than the line coming from the back to here and the ground to ground this light so that it can work. And that'll be the ground for the light and for the buzzer. In case it's on for more than, I think it's like 10 seconds or 15 seconds, it should release in the car no matter what. Even if I'm sitting at a light for 10 minutes, it don't matter. The brakes in the car release because we're stopped theoretically. And if not, then that little alarm goes on. So that's a good indicator as to that your brakes are still on and you need to pull over or something like that instead of waiting for them to overheat. Okay, I shorted these 2 together here. And so if you remember, the white's the ground, the blue is the one going all the way to the back. So then I went back there and checked the ground and the connection that's on the other side of this blue line, and it made a tone, and when it's not connected, it doesn't tone. So it for sure, this blue line is the line that I found in the back. So we are good there. Now we just have to work on getting the dash done here. Okay, so again, on this job, I've got to take out this centerpiece here. So my guess is this glass is just the front. So we'll take that off and then we'll see what options we have as far as getting behind here. Okay, so there's our 4 screws. Let's see about taking this off. Yep, it's just a cover, so we want to be careful with it. Set it to the side. Oh, okay, I thought I had this whole area in the center here for stuff, but oh, now that I look at it, it's obvious that, and I remember seeing these, I just forgot about it right now. So we cannot drill our hole anywhere in those areas, so that's not going to work. But the idea is that when this is sitting here and you're driving, you can see, you know, the light here on the dash if it's on or when it's on. So it looks like one of our options may be like right over here. Doesn't look like there's anything over here, so we could probably put a hole right there and put the light right there. And so we could do just like they've done, and the light lights up back here and there's no holes in this, and then that way it'll just shine through right here. So I don't know, we'll check that out. I really don't want to drill a hole in this because my luck would probably crack it, and that wouldn't be good. We're gonna try to take this off here. So this will be good. We'll just kind of pull that off and take a look at everything. Gotta keep track of that. There's absolutely nothing back behind this. So that's all open back there. Looks pretty good. I think that'll work out really well. And just need my access there. Okay, the plan is we're gonna put this right here. And so basically that'll sit about right there. So that's 4 inches from this side and 2 1/4 up. And instead of drilling a hole in this plastic, we're just gonna put this on there with that opening right there. And if you look at the back of this, you can kind of see through those. So on the back of this, I'm gonna scrape off the little spot there where the red's gonna be. And we're gonna just we're just gonna drill a hole in this right here. So this is plastic back here. It's about a 1/4 inch thick. But if I mount the light back here flush, and that sits on there kind of like what these are doing, then if I mess this up a little bit, it's not as much of an issue, and it's pretty thick stuff, so should have a lot easier drilling a hole without cracking it or anything. And then that way it'll be completely hidden, and it'll just come on and show through that little hole on this little sticker. We just need to get this wired the way it's supposed to be, and then we'll be ready to put some silicone right there and just stick it in there and let it dry. All right, I've got the little piece all put together here. The reds go to the reds and the white go to the white. The white actually goes to this white, and this red goes to this blue. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put those on, and that'll finish this piece, and we can put the silicone in there. Nice tight squeeze. All right, we are ready to put this into this hole here. Well, it sits back in there a little ways, but I think it'll be okay. So we're just gonna silicone that in and let that dry. Okay, so I got carried away. You know, hindsight's better than foresight, but I think I would have done this differently. I started sanding and scraping, and it's like, oh man, what a mess. So I've got the little orange dot there where the circle of the light is supposed to be. Now I got to spray this black and see if I can get it to cover up okay. I think it'll be fine, but should have probably just taken a little piece of sandpaper and just went around in a little circle right where that orange dot is. Would have been a lot simpler. Okay, that's what it looks on this side. I think it turned out okay. I tried to put some just a little smear of black on there to kind of mimic these just a little bit. Just because you can't necessarily see through them, but can't really tell. Looks really good, and I just got to put the sticker on there. Okay, so we are done, and this is what it looks like. So that looks pretty good. And when you push on the brake, look at that. And then, of course, if we have it on too long, then we get the alarm. So that works pretty good, and I'm pretty happy with it. Well, that was a bit of a job. It was easy in some ways because the wire already went to the back, but the problem was trying to trace out the wire to begin with, and then kind of fixing up a big mess that was back there. It looks really nice now. It's all tied up nice, and I like how it ended up working on the dash. So didn't have to drill a hole in the main unit, and even though I kind of got it a little carried away on the back black piece there, when I sprayed it with the flat black paint that I've got, you couldn't even tell any difference. And then shouldn't have had to worry anyway, because the sticker pretty much covered it all up. So anyway, that's done. So now we can go tow our car around with this one. Our tow gear is interchangeable between rigs, and that'll make life really nice. So thanks for coming along with me as I worked on this. It was a fun little project. Many more to come as we work to get this diesel pusher ready for us to live in it full time. So anyway, with that said, check out our playlist that we have with all the videos that we're doing here. And if you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe and hit that notify bell, because that way you'll get notified as I keep creating more and more videos.